This is the color changing bouquet. What I have here is I have two flowers, a red and a yellow. If I take the red flower and I pass it through this white tube, just pass it in like so, I drop it in. If I just wave my hand over the flower, I pull it out, it changes to a bunch of different flowers. Maybe you don't think I did that well, so I'll do it again. So I'll take the yellow flower this time, I'll pass the yellow flower in there, just like so, and it changes to a red flower. Now you're probably wondering how this works. Well, as you can see, there's nothing inside the feathers, there's nothing inside the paper, and that is the color changing feathers. What you need is some scotch tape, a piece of blank paper, and the feather flowers. What the feather flowers consist of is a shell of feather flowers, as you can see, right? It's one shell. There's a hollow tube with some feather flowers around it. You will get a yellow feather flower and then a nice bouquet, right? A nice colorful bouquet of feather flowers as well. What you're going to do is you're going to take the bouquet, the colorful one, and push it into the red shell. Now it is very important that you go from the top down, okay? When you work with these feather flowers, you never want to go upward as you will damage the feather flowers. Okay, so you're always going to go downward, like so. Pull through like that. Always pull, never push. Make sure that this is lined up, as you can see, so that it doesn't pop out and show any green. That gives away the effect. So we'll put that through, and you're all set to go for the trick. Now, you need to take a white piece of paper. You can do this in front of your audience, or you can do this beforehand. I prefer to do it beforehand just so it's ready. What you do is you need to make a white tube, a clear paper tube, like so. The tighter the better, okay? Make that again. Perfect. Take some scotch tape, wrap that around, and you're good to go. Okay? So now what you do is you start off with the tube. You take the red feather flower. And if you notice, I cover the feather flower with my fingers like so. I'm not doing it like this. I'm holding it like so, as you can see, just like that. I take the feather flower and I push the feather flower through the tube. Now as I push it through the tube, take my right hand, I'm going to squeeze the tube. What that does is that locks in the shell, the red shell. So when I pull out the feather flower, I'm keeping the shell, and it magically looks like it changes, like so. We'll do that again, just so you can see what's happening. I'll do it with the tube, and I'll do it without the tube, just so you can understand what's happening. Okay, so it goes into the tube, I squeeze, I pull out, and it changes. All right, without the tube, it looks like this. Okay, I put it into the tube, I squeeze, I pull out, and that's the effect. Okay, now you're going to do this 2 times. Remember, start off with the green feather flowers. This goes into the tube like so. Right? You can then squeeze, you pull out the flower, and show the flower has now changed. After you do that, you place that down. Grab the yellow flower. And what you're going to do is you're going to place the yellow flower, stem first, into the top of the tube. Okay? What's happening is it's actually going into the shell. I push that down, and I make sure I line it up with my finger. Alright? As I pull it out, make sure it's lined up. As I pull it out, it changes to the red one. Okay? And there's a couple important things you need to remember here. When you place this into the tube, you can't see where the yellow starts or ends, so you have to make sure that when you pull out the feather flower out of the tube, you go slowly so you can see if the feathers are like that or if it's like that. This is bad. This is bad. This is what you want. Okay? But you got to make sure that it's perfect. So when it goes in, make sure it's lined up. If it's not, you can just cover it with your hand as you pull it out. Okay? You can then take that, place that down, put the feathers away. Now what I do is I hold the tube like I'm hiding something. Okay? When you're working with your students, you'll notice the kids will go, let me see the tube, let me see the tube. They want to really check out what's inside here because they think you're hiding something secret in here. Or maybe like an extra feather flower. So I do that, pretend like I'm hiding something, I'm holding something, and I'll say, do you want to see the tube? And they'll say, sure. And I say, look, take a look at it. Make a couple jokes. But then if they really want to see it, what I do is I rip the tube. And that proves there's nothing inside the tube. Okay? It gives a dramatic little effect. It's a nice ending to the trick. And that is the feather flower to bouquet.